Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with our SEUNGWOO career mode here. Like I said, I am out of town as this video goes up, but I should have videos for you every day that I am gone, as I've taken a little bit of a break for my birthday and spring break and some other stuff going on. But hopping into the game, we're slowly starting to play in a better Barcelona squad, as you guys saw in the last episode. Still the best defensive team in the league, still one of the best offensive scoring teams in the league, but you know, we always want to be scoring more goals, getting the entire team involved rather than just the big two in Messi and Suarez. So we're looking to grab some more goals in this episode for sure, coming up against Celta Vigo in the first game. Not much going on in the first half, as you guys see. Only the one highlight really that started off the game, but that's about it. And here, just closing out the end of the first half at a 0-0 draw. Really wasn't too sure what was going on with the team. Like I said, we've been playing a bit of a stronger team. Still a couple weaknesses that I don't like really seeing in a Barcelona style lineup. In this episode as well, I believe we are looking at the end of the transfer window. I believe it's either this episode or the next. And I have an offer to move, but you know, I went ahead and declined it. I'll go ahead and tell you guys that now, because as I am being in this Barcelona squad more, it's definitely a good place for me to be. Suarez is actually a little unhappy whenever I was looking through the squad report in between episodes. Suarez is unhappy with the gameplay time that he's not getting. And, you know, I would love to be playing in these Champions League games, but I understand that Suarez is the better option for those games. And I think he needs to understand that I'm the better option for league matches. You know, we're not playing in too difficult of a league. I'm definitely a top quality striker. And, you know, sometimes, and we're slowly starting to get more goals. We're slowly starting to play better in the team. I'm starting to fit better, I guess is really what it comes down to. And here in the 65th minute, we draw a foul on the edge of the box. That was our 15th drawn foul, which gives us a little bit of an attribute point there. We go ahead and try to take the free kick. We still do not have enough curve to actually be taking free kicks, though, so it ends up going over the top of the bar anyways. So this game is actually going to come down to a 0-0 draw, really disappointingly. This is definitely a game that we should have grabbed a few goals in to boost morale for the entire squad, let alone myself. Messi at this point, I believe, has gone 5 games without scoring or somewhere around there. He's on a bit of a drought, mainly because he's not playing games. He's playing 20 minutes a game when teams are both tired. I'm trying to push forward for goals. Messi is a very big passer in this game more than anything, so it makes it really difficult for the entire squad to do well with Messi in the team, in terms of us trying to just give him the ball and he does what Messi does and just scores goals. He's not doing that. He's passing the ball. He's being a provider. He's doing what he needs to do, at least maybe in his mind, because I have with him on the field, I've only seen him shoot a couple times, so it's really disappointing. I end up getting pulled from the next game, probably because of fitness, and then also because we didn't score in that last game, and like I said, we totally should have. So going up against Vallecano rather, Song scores an early goal rather in the 13th minute. Tito picks up an injury for them. Commons missed a PK. Messi ends up coming to the game in the 62nd minute for Vidal. Messi ends up grabbing a goal. So his drought ends there, I believe. Obviously, like I said, I think it was around a 5-goal drought. And then I believe he's actually going to end up starting another drought here unless he grabs another penalty. So, like I said, he just needs to kind of find his place in this team and start taking shots again, take a hold of the team, be the star we need him to be, and our manager needs to starting him at the end of the day. I mean, it's really disappointing not to see Messi in the starting lineup. It's ridiculous. He is still the best player in the world, regardless of what you think. At this point in the game, he's the highest rated player in the world, so you can't really say anything about it. Here I managed to grab a decent amount of attribute points as we are attacking here, just giving myself new celebrations, upgrading my headers and mental and all these good things. So we're moving up. I believe that is going to take us to 83 overall if we're not already there. In this game against Espanyol was definitely one that we wanted to put in a good performance. Obviously, this is one of our, I don't want to say big rivals, but it is one of our rivals that they manage to put up a good fight every time we play them. So here in the 30th minute, we're still at a 0-0 draw, but I managed to get a pretty good opportunity there. Near post didn't end up working out for me, and we got a corner, but nothing really came of it. So a little more highlights in this game. Obviously, it's a little bit easier sometimes when the team's playing well. The last game, I don't know what it was. We had probably our strongest lineup we've had in a while, but we still weren't able to really get anything going with the team. So we're just kind of in a weird spot. I mean, we're still doing well, top of the league right now, and still performing in the Champions League. Not to our best ability, but definitely to the ability that we need to get into the final 16, and then from there I'm sure that we will be able to put in the performances to actually grab a win. So my only worry with this transfer window is if Suarez ends up leaving because he's unhappy. I highly doubt it would happen because I don't know who's going to pay that kind of money other than a team like Bayern Munich maybe. So as of right now, I think the team's really going to stay the same. I know we're looking at Hummels as a defender, which would be nice, but as of right now, we have the best team and we have the best defense in the league anyways, so it's not that big of a deal if we do end up bringing him in or not. I would still like to see a left wing come into the squad to help me out more so than I've been getting out of Aaron's. Obviously, we've been starting to run a little bit more, which is nice to see, and I believe Christian Teo is also getting a little bit more gameplay as well. So our options are definitely coming in here. In the 59th minute, I score an absolute banger from the edge of the box, which was absolutely the most satisfying goal you can score. Just turning my defender, running down the edge of the box, running in, just kind of making sure that defenders are spread out as much as possible, and just putting that on my right foot and curving it into the top left corner. So managed to grab a goal there, and then here 10 minutes later in the 70th minute, just working my way around the team one more time, getting a nice little 1-2 with Iniesta, and then in this exact same spot in the box, smashing it one more time into that top left corner. Definitely going to be moving that keeper over for the defense in the rest of the game, basically making sure that he watches that top left corner. But so we managed to grab 2 goals in this game within 10 minutes, which is always a nice feeling. Kind of solidifies my reasoning for being in this Barcelona team, makes me feel a little bit better. That is 5 goals in the league, which at the halfway point or nearing the halfway point, it's definitely nice to feel. That was whenever I came off the pitch. That was the last touch of the game. For me, at least, I already knew that I was coming off the field. So we managed to get a lot of attribute points for chances created, goals, just matches played, and everything like that. So our players progressing incredibly well. SEUNGWOO is doing really well. Like I said, 83 rated is definitely coming soon. And we're definitely working our way to be solidified as a top quality player in this team, which may end up meaning that Suarez leaves in the next window if he doesn't leave in this one. So in this game, we managed to get another pretty good lineup put out for us. I still think Vidal may need to be replaced. He's not playing incredibly well. I would love to see Messi in the team, but at the same time, I'm understanding as to why they're not playing Messi to an extent. I mean, at the end of the day, you should play Messi in every single game because we should be winning every single game. The fact that he hasn't been playing means that we're not scoring as many goals as we could. But here in the 15th minute, we managed to grab another goal for myself, so that's 3 goals in 2 games. Feeling a little bit better, feeling a little bit more like I know my place in this team. I know where to position myself at the edge of the box to kind of make the runs into the box and split the defense a little bit more. So we're getting more comfortable. And here in the 45th minute, I could have sworn I was going to score that goal just by the form we've been on. So but to have this 1-0 lead going into the second half against Granada, we're definitely feeling good with the team and with the player. Our stats have not been great this season, a little disappointing, but at the same time, you kind of have to understand with what I've been given this season why I haven't been able to score as many goals as I should. As an 80, 81 rated player, the higher rated I get, the more I'll be able to do with lesser strengthened squads. But I mean, at the end of the day, I would love to be playing with a full Barcelona's team. So our goal to shot ratio is not where it needs to be. I think it needs to be at like 18%. It's at like 13%. So hopefully that'll start going up a little bit more. But I'm taking shots whenever I think is necessary, just to kind of give us opportunities at the end of the day. But at the same time, I'm not scoring enough, so I need to kind of dial back the chances a little bit more and just look for smarter chances more so than just chances. our goals are lacking a little bit. Our assist, I think we only have 1 for this first half of the season, which means I think we have to grab 4 more in the second half of the season. But as I said, the stronger my player gets, the stronger things will end up going for us. But here in the 76th and 77th minute, they managed to grab a goal back, taking it back to 1-1 and getting rid of our lead. So at this point, I'm like, okay, do I take myself out and let Suarez come in and hope that they can grab another goal, or do I stay in and try to work something myself? And here, this was kind of like my chance and opportunity to kind of convince myself that it was okay to do so. And grabbing the player off the ball, or grabbing the ball off the player rather, made me feel a little bit more confident in that. And here in the 90th minute, just trying to find any way to work our way into the box we can, but I just didn't have the stamina to do it. Like I said, maybe I should have let Suarez come in and take myself off the pitch, but at the same time, you would think a manager decision would come into play right there and kind of, I don't know, convince the player or convince the team that Suarez is the best option, but our manager just doesn't seem to want to make any changes himself, and I kind of have to convince him to do those changes. So in that game, we had 37% possession, as I can't say that word for some reason, which was incredibly disappointing. And here you're going to see we have a 4th game in this episode. Wanted to go ahead and throw another game in because that Celta Vigo first game, I knew there weren't really any highlights, so I figured I'd throw one more game in here and just see how we would do against Getafe for the end of this episode. So this manager is driving me insane, which is partially one reason why I kind of did think about leaving Barcelona, even though I am in the starting lineup and there's really no reason for me to leave Barcelona. It's just incredibly frustrating, the team that we're playing around me, which if the manager didn't have this kind of managing and player picking style, I mean, I wouldn't even be playing regardless, because he'd be picking the best team every week, and obviously that would be Suarez in my position. But there's certain players that I think you just have to put in a team. You don't need your star striker every game, but you need your star midfielders. We have our star defense to an extent. It's not our strongest defense we could play, but it's still a strong defense nonetheless. Our midfield is getting better, but we're still playing Lopez, who's a 74, 75 rated player that I think we could definitely be playing our countless other midfielders in that position. Alex Song manages to start every game, minus now when Busquets is in. But I mean, Alex Song and Busquets could play in the same team at the end of the day, so I don't really understand that either. Bringing in Rakitic, bringing in Iniesta, so many players in this team midfielder wise that we could be bringing in to make our team even better than it is right now. But you really can't convince your manager to make those kind of changes when we're still top of the league, we're still scoring, we're still defending really well. So at the end of the day, how much can you really argue with how he's managing the team, right? So it is a little disappointing. Obviously, from a selfish point of view, I want the strongest team out there possible to help me score more goals. And in this Getafe game, another game where there were, I don't want to say no highlights, because there definitely were, but there weren't enough to actually make this game very exciting. I should have skilled move there a little bit to beat that defender, and I would have been in on goal. I've definitely been reading defenders a lot better. My standing tackling's been getting better, as you guys have may seen in some of these training sessions that I have been increasing my tackling, as I think we're going to see one more training session before the end of this episode. So the player's getting better. We're at 82 overall. Definitely getting closer to 83 rated, which means we have gone up 4 to 5 points this season in just half a season. So we're definitely progressing really well, but that is going to be the end of this episode. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And until the next one, I'll see you guys later.